where'd the name come from?
It come from one day. It's a piece in a microwave, right? It's the piece that in the microwave that heats up your food. It's that mechanism. And one day the microwave broke. They called up like someone to come fix it, and they said your magnetron's broken. And my dad's like, "Oh, that's so cool! I'm going to name my band that."
Yeah, that is cool.
That's where it came from.
What's so cool about it is, I don't know if it was cockroaches or something, or the kids put some metal thing in there, but our microwave blew up not long ago. So it must have been the Magnetron, eh?
Yeah, it must have been.
Oh, God. Anyway, well, your dad's in your band. So, like, this is a question I ask every band, but this is going to be really weird. What music did you grow up listening to?
Oh, like I grew up listening to like Morbid Angel and Sepultura and all like Metallica and stuff like that. And my dad grew up listening to basically the same, but you know, a little bit earlier periods, you know what I mean? So like probably like Metallica and all that sort of stuff, you know what I mean? And like Led Zeppelin and Judas Priest and stuff.
Yep. Well, your dad probably grew up listening to Mortal Sin and the Fraser and David,
he did.
things like that.
Yeah, Mortal Sin's a good band. One of my favourites, actually.
Mortal Sin?
Yeah. I know him pretty well, eh?
Right. Matt is a legend.
Yeah, right. And the bass player's pretty good as well.
Yeah. Yeah, the whole band's brilliant. I remember seeing actually on the Fraser and David, I remember seeing it was the bill was this Mortal Sin made ahead at the Playroom on the Gold Coast.
Oh wow.
We get there going, oh fucking Mortal Sin. And it was Fraser and David. Anyway, we're like Fraser and David are fucking legends, mate. But yeah. How old were you when you decided I want to be in a band? Like, did your dad say, fucking here's a guitar?
No, not sort of. When I was younger, he gave me a guitar and I practiced it a little bit, but I was a bit young to really know what a guitar was, sort of thing. I was only like 4 or 5, and then about 10 years after that, I bought my own guitar. Like I said, oh, I want a guitar, Dad, sort of thing, and he was like, yeah, right. And then I bought it out of my own money, and I bought a BC Rich Zombie, and I oh my God, I used that for about 10, 15 years, and then it just recently broke on me, sort of thing. It just because it's got so much damage over the years, I decided I wanted a couple new guitars, you know what I mean?
Well, keep that breaking guitar, and when you have that little situation on stage where you smash a guitar, you smash that one.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
Because I know about you, but like I've tried to smash a electric guitar, and you can't do it. You cannot.
I've never tried.
No, you cannot do it. I've tried, and you need to have a crack or a weak point on the guitar to do it.
Yeah.
Like I've spoken to a lot of bands that do that as a thing, and they've all said, no. We if you notice, they play, then the next song comes on, and they'll grab another guitar.
Yeah.
And then they'll do that, and that guitar's got a crack or a weak point, and which is more of a, I don't know, rock thing, smashing the guitar than a punk or metal.
Yeah.
More of a Pete Townsend from The Who or something like that.
Yep.
So what do you think drives you as a muso? What do you think that makes you want to do this?
I guess the emotion and the outlet that writing music actually gives you, you know what I mean? Like when you write a song, you know what I mean? Like you can adapt to emotion and like particular emotions, and that I find really interesting, you know what I mean? And I try to like write within certain emotions.
Yeah.
So that's what drives me.
Mm-hmm. Have you ever had that moment where you thought, fuck, this is not me. This I want to be a chef, or I want to work at McDonald's instead. Is there
sort of not really. Like I got this girl pregnant and had a kid and everything like that, and I like stopped playing guitar as much as I usually did. But then what happened is the opposite kind of happened. Like, it was like, what am I doing? You know what I mean? I want to play guitar and play music. And then eventually I started playing music more and more and more. And then she broke up with me because she just made me decide either the music or her, and I chose the music, sort of thing.
Yep, yep. So can I ask you, how old are you?
I'm 28.
So your dad's in the 50s, probably, maybe.
Yeah, he is.
What a fucking legend, man. I've been watching a few videos, and that guy fucking rocks.
Yeah,
Like,
he's a good rocker, eh?
how is it playing with your dad? Like that, like, fuck.
Oh, it's a magical experience. We're really good connect. Like, he's my best mate, sort of thing. Like, and I think I'm his best mate. So we're like, pretty tight. You know what I mean? Like, it's a bond that is hard to break.
Mm, mm. Yeah. Do you ever have moments in the studio where you go, Dad, no, you fucked up, or he goes, come on, son, fuck, get it together, you know?
No, not really. He all he does is like he'll put his own input in, like you said, 2 cents sort of thing. Like I'll write a riff, just say it goes for 4 bars, sort of thing. He's like, oh no, make that riff go for 8 bars because I want to make that a verse or something like that, and I'll like want to sing for longer on that one riff. So like that's about what our back and forth in the studio is, oh, you should extend that riff, or you should shorten that riff, or we should get, cut this section out of the song, make it a 4-minute song instead of a 5-minute song, and, things like that. And we work really well together, eh?
Yep. So the rest of the band, how long are they like friends you've grown up with, or?
They're like, yeah, basically, the drummer's been in the band for like, God, 10, 11 years now. And the bass player is a new bass player. He's only been in the band for about a year. So like he's pretty new, sort of thing. And Christian was about my age when I met him. So I kind of like because I was only like 18, 14 when I started playing in the bands. So like I knew him for like my teenage years, but Dad never grew up with him or anything like that.
Okay. Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. So they weren't your mates that were coming around after school?
Nah, but I was in a band that had I was in a band called Upside Downside, and we were about 14 when we started, and every day after school we used to go downstairs in the jam room, Dad's jam room, and just jam for at least like an hour or two because they had to get picked up and go home and stuff like that. But on the weekend it was like as soon as we were allowed to jam to as soon as we weren't allowed to jam. You know what I mean? Like just playing like Metallica, Pantera, like Sepultura, like all things like that. You know what I mean? Like a fairly American music though.
Yeah, definitely. So, have you ever been on the bill with like bands that aren't your genre, like, and you're like, and you're playing to a bunch of guys with cowboy hats or something?
Not really. Like we played a lot of punk gigs, even though we're like metal sort of thing. Have you ever heard of a band called the Dream Killers?
Mate, the Dream Killers are probably Brisbane's best punk band that ever came out. I've actually got an interview with them coming up.
Yep.
I used to see the Dream Killers play on the Gold Coast a lot with the Festa Fanatics.
Yep.
Yep, and bands like that, always at the Playroom or the Patch or Bombay Rock or like the Dream Killers. Bad Ronalds was the first time I saw the Dream Killers. They were playing with the Bad Ronalds at West Brisbane Football Club.
Yep.
Yeah, and like Rolo from Blowhard.
Yeah.
Yeah. The Dream Killers are great.
Yeah, they book us all the time, and they're like the only. Yeah, they're like the only really band that's kind of out of our genre. They're still basically heavy, you know what I mean? Like it's still heavy, but it's not like we haven't played with a country player or anything like that, you know what I mean?
So how long is it since for the day being grabbing you guys on the bill?
Oh, since like 2012.
Wow.
Yeah.
So was the Notorious Chicken Skins ever on the bill in any of those?
Oh, that does ring a bell. I wasn't old enough when I first gigged with them to be actually stay at the gigs. I was They told me I was only allowed in 15 minutes before we play and 15 minutes after we play, and then I got to be out. So I never got to see the bands. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that was like God. Like they were 14 when they jumped up on the stage. You remember? They do My Power and everything, and then they turned into Bored. And they were allowed at a gig, and just as you said, they were allowed to come in, get ready, play, then they had to leave.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was like, yeah, the same thing with you. So yeah, how's COVID treated you?
It made us write an album. We wrote an album, yeah. So we didn't do any live gigs, but it didn't knock us back or anything like that.
Yeah, excellent. Did you what? Oh, well, you don't live with your dad probably, but like, was it when the lockdown happened? What was it, were you guys like spamming each other? Just
We were doing it over. We were actually doing it over. I can't remember what program we got. I think it was called like Discord or something like that. And we just jammed together like that, over Discord. So like it worked out pretty well, sort of thing, except there was a little bit of a delay in one of the cameras, in the bass player's camera. So like we had to turn the bass down because he was always out of timing, sort of thing. But we had fun, you know what I mean?
Yeah, oh definitely. A lot of bands, I think, got more work done with the lockdown than they normally would. Speaking about that, how do you think the internet has changed music?
Well, one of the biggest changes I reckon is when back in the day, like Dad always tells me stories. You used to go to a record store, look for a band, buy their CD, and you're always supporting the band, sort of thing. The internet nowadays, cut a lot of funds from bands, really, like, because you can just listen to their album online.
Yeah.
And it's not, and I don't feel like it's as fun as it would have been as well, sort of thing, like going to a music store or record store with your mates and actually going, whoa, this cover looks cool, it's Venom. And then, like, you know what I mean? And then, like, these days it's like, oh, look, I look at this digital album I have. It's for free. I'm going to just download it.
Yeah, it's sad. It's sad. Like, I used to feel guilty buying movies that way, like that had already been, they'd been burnt onto a disc. But this is what I think. When I started listening to music, it was like buying shit like this.
Yeah.
Like these things.
Yeah.
And they said video killed the radio star, and then CD killed the records, and then digital killed CDs. So like, and your dad would probably be in every part of that. Like, I'm sure him growing up, it was like putting on a record, and then he got older, had kids, started putting on CDs, and then we get older and yeah, we're putting a song out on Bandcamp or something, like we're gonna, yeah. Who writes the songs? Who is the main songwriter?
It was Dad when I first joined the band, and then I slowly took over. Because it wasn't like, it was like a mutual decision sort of thing. Dad was like, I like your new music, sort of thing, a little bit better than the old stuff. So we should make you start writing the songs, and then like I'll put my 2 cents in. And that's exactly what we did with this new album, and he loves it, eh?
Does he change the words sometimes?
I don't write the lyrics. I let Dad have all full creative control, sort of thing.
Excellent.
I don't
It's,
write the drums either or the bass. Everyone else writes that section. I just write the riff, you know what I mean? And like, this is how it should go, but, you know, write your own section to it sort of thing.
yeah, definitely. Definitely. I like asking this. If you had the opportunity to put together a 5-band gig, who would you, and you can put yourselves on the list, who would you put together for this gig?
Oh, I'd have to say my favourite bands, and one of them is Metallica. So I reckon like Metallica, Iron Maiden, probably like at the moment, like Gojira is one of my favourites. I'll probably I would say Sepultura, but Max Cavalera is not with them anymore, if you know what I mean. So probably like Soulfly
Yeah,
and probably Magnetron.
you can put Sepultura with Matt, like it, you know, with the boys. It's they can be bands that are dead, kind of thing.
Yeah.
So that's your 5.
Yeah, they're my 5. They're my 5.
Excellent. What bit of advice were you given when you first, probably by your dad, when you first started getting into music? What bit of advice were you given about like what you're in for, what's going to happen? This is it.
Well, Dad was like, what I did was, I would, you know, jump in the song and straight away try to learn the guitar solo and all that sort of stuff. And it's like, you know, take it a little slower sort of thing. You know what I mean? Like maybe play the riffs half the speed at first. You know what I mean? And you're going to see like your mistakes and little things like that. And I didn't notice that when I was younger. And then when I started trying to play it slower, I was noticing I was like, you know, maybe not hitting the right note or just like hitting the string a little funny. You know what I mean? Like, it was when I first started playing guitar, but at the moment, like doesn't really give me advice. He only gives me compliments, which is good, I suppose.
So what? Causa, your name's Causa?
Oh yeah, Corey.
Corey. Okay, yeah. Because I just really Causa. I knew it was short for something or long for something. Like, yeah, hey, your dad's been a rocker for how many years? Like, of course, he's going to what Frank Zappa did, like Dweezil and everything, you know? Like, yeah. I thought, well, maybe he called his son Causa. Because he said to me last night, he goes, "Oh, I won't be able to make it, but Causa will." And I thought that was the name of the rest of the band to begin with. And then yes, so it was funny. Do you have any advice that you'd give to bands now?
I'm not really. Like, I'm not like that great of a guitarist in my mind. So like the only advice I've given to another guitar player is how to pinch squeal, and that's about it, sort of thing. Right.
Yep.
And maybe like my friends when they first started playing guitar, like I taught one of my mates how to stand man and stuff like that, and like I was giving him advice like on alternate picking and like sweep picking and like, you know, going from string to string skipping, like, you know, all that sort of stuff. So more teaching, I suppose, instead of advice.
Yeah. Well, I've got to say this. I think you're not giving yourself enough, because I've been listening to you guys for the last week or so, and you're lead guitarist, aren't you?
Yeah.
Fuck, man, it's brilliant.
Oh, thanks.
No, like saying that you're not that, you know, amazing guitarist. You're great.
Yeah.
You know? Like, and thank you so much for, like, because there's been no metal bands that have jumped in and said, yeah, we want to be on fucking show, man. We want to be, and you guys have. And I started listening to you, and I thought, wow, man, fucking, like, this is not some kind of fucking, you know, it's like, yeah, it was great.
Thanks for that.
Yeah, that's all right, man. So is there anything coming up for Magnertron at all? Have you got
Yeah, we got have you ever heard of a festival called Shred Fest?
I've heard of it.
Yeah.
Like I've seen it on Facebook, but I've never gone and looked through all the bands or anything like that because I don't get to go to see many bands there. I've got 8 kids.
Oh yeah, you're a busy man. But
Yeah.
yeah, we're doing Shred Fest.
Wow.
I
Yeah,
can't remember what date that is, but it's in August sometime.
excellent. Excellent. Oh, you stopped and talking. So I've got to think now. I've got to bring up another question.
Yeah.
You're making your answers too short.
Oh, I'm sorry.
No, it's all right. No, you can interview me in the tough. It's all right. So I've got to ask again, like the situation, because I've only ever seen it twice, and I don't know if you've heard of the band I Spit on Your Gravy.
No.
They're a Melbourne band from the 80s. They're a punkish rock kind of band. Fred Negro is the
Yeah.
singer anyway. His son plays drums or played drums for them. Like, I've got to ask this question again about the situation between you and your dad, because like that's like I've heard of brothers or a brother and a sister being in bands, but a father and a son, does he try to be the dad and say, like, I know you've answered this, but I want to get more into it. Has he gone, fucking, I'm older than you, don't fucking bring this shit. But
No, Dad's actually like really relaxed. Like he's a really relaxed fella, and so like he'll give me all the creative power, but basically when I first write the song, and like our bond with that is like so special because like we've written about 20, 30 songs together, and it's really like connected us in a different way, and our bond's like a bit special sort of thing. Like and me and him get on like a house on fire, eh? Like I said, we're both each other's best mates. And we like that's all we do these days is just write music, you know what I mean? Like he writes the lyrics, I write all the music, and then like he'll like, you know, put his 2 cents in, let's do this, let's do that. You know, we don't argue or anything like that. We don't fight. We just get along and just do it, you know what I mean?
Does the music come first?
Yeah, the music comes first all the time.
All the time. Yep.
Yeah.
Excellent.
And he taught me like not to be egotistical sort of thing. Like if I write a riff and think it's the best riff in the world, you know what I mean? Like he's like, yeah, no, tone that down a little bit, son, you know what I mean? Yeah. Very down to earth kind of guy.
What's on your stereo at the moment?
Have you ever heard of a Canadian death metal band called Archspire?
No.
No, all right. Well, they're a Canadian death metal band, and they're like they're up and coming sort of thing. They started in 2009, but they didn't really get like picked up till about 2019, and then like ever since that album came out, I think it was called Relentless Mutation or something. It's just been in like my car, like just for like the last 3 years. They released a new album. The new album's probably better than that album, but I feel like I haven't finished listening to that Relentless Mutation just yet, you know what I mean?
Yeah, excellent. So what, that's it, you just keep bringing that one, you just keep playing that one, or is there like, do you go, oh, like I feel like playing some old school shit, put on Metallica or, you know, Megadeth or something?
Yeah, all the time. Like my favorite Megadeth album's got to be Euthanasia. I don't know why, just my favorite sort of thing. And then like I got Gojira. I'm not sure if you heard of them. I think they're like Europeans that like metal sort of stuff. Way of All Flesh and To Master Steris, they're good albums, and like they're like my classic favorite ones. And they released a new one called Fortitude, and that's like just amazing as well. All their stuff's good, but like you know what I mean? You only can listen to so many songs in one day, so it's like, you know, you got to pick which songs you want to listen to.
Are you
And
married?
what'd you say?
Are you married?
No, I'm single. I only got one kid, but I'm not with the mother or anything like that. And I don't see her as much as I like, but it is what it is, sort of thing.
Of course. So you live by yourself?
No, actually, at the moment I'm living with Dad. I got 2 rooms. I got a room at my brother's house as well, and I stay down there like once, like a week down there, then come up here for a week, do some recording, go back down to my brother's, play some games. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And like,
I was
get
just
drunk.
asking. Yeah,
What'd
no,
you
I
say?
was just asking because I wanted to know is like are you able to listen to put your stuff on the stereo, whatever you want to listen to? Are you able to do that? Like, or does the missus go, oh, yeah, you've answered that. So like, you put something on the stereo, Dad's not going to worry. Dad's going to love it anyway.
Yeah.
So, yeah. So you got how old's your kid?
10. I started early.
Oh, mate, I was 14 when I had my first kid.
Oh,
Um, yeah. Does does he know you're in a band? Does he listen to your music, or have you shown him the music?
it's a she. She's a she, but I haven't really shown her my music or anything like that. I'm still like trying to just get her to like get to know me, sort of thing first, and like I'll let her like give her a CD and stuff like that.
Yeah, excellent. So in the rest of the band, so there's you and your dad. There's obviously a rhythm, a bass, and a drummer. Are they around your age or around your father's age?
At various ages. I'm the youngest. But then you got Christian, who's only 10 years older than me, and then you got like my the bass player, which is 2 years older than Christian, I think, and then Dad, who is 10 years older than the bass player.
Okay. Yep. So are they like? Is it all one big happy family, or is it like, well, we're going to do what you and your dad do, or do you like just saying, yeah, we put this music together and like it's just one big happy family? Do you find it that way, or is it sometimes, oh, fuck, you and your dad, you brought out this, blah 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 blah, can, or do they get a bit of a chuck in? Do they get to make something up?
Yeah, in the bands we like to give everyone their creative outlet, sort of thing, to a degree. Like but because like Dad will be like, oh, this song I want it to be like half time here, double time here, sort of thing. You know what I mean? We don't write the beats, but the drummer will pick that up, sort of thing. Go, all right, so I'll do half time here, do double time here, and then that sort of stuff. Or like we'll say to them, we want a tom section in this song and this riff, sort of thing, and like little things like that. But other than that, everyone gets their own creative outlet, sort of thing. Like we have a percussionist as well, and like she's on the congas, and so it's a little different influence, sort of thing. And then we haven't really like recorded her parts yet, and there are a few parts like Christian was saying he wants her to do like specific beats to, just because he thinks it's going to sound tight, sort of thing. And I was listening to what he was saying, and it does sound like a good idea, sort of thing. So we all talk together. We always let each other know what we're thinking, sort of thing. Like either if it's visually or musically, sort of thing. Like for example, in one of our songs, Remedy, I do like this big dive bomb, and I was saying to the drummer, like I always envision me falling off a cliff when I hear that dive bomb, sort of thing, and like little things like that, and like so we're all in the same kind of basket when we're writing the songs. But yeah, everyone has their own creative influence, like to a degree, sort of thing.
Yep. So what's your favorite venue to play at?
Oh, we really like the back room. It's only a small venue, but it's like it's in Chardon's Corner Hotel. And that's like the only reason why is because it's got a pretty good sound and all this other stuff. And Norton's Music Factory in Caloundra is pretty good as well, because you don't have to take any of your amps. They got a full back wall of just amps. The whole behind the drum kit's just amplification. So it's like so you don't have to bring your amp. So that was a good plus. But in the back room, we just like it, just nice and cozy sort of thing.
Excellent. Yeah. Yep. So what tell me about your worst gig. About a gig you finished and gone, fuck man. Like we just gave our guts out there and it just fucking the crowd just was just not responsive. Or have you had one of them?
No, not really. The only sort of gig that was bad for me anyway, and I feel like I let the band down. I got I think I got food poisoning just before I played, and I started throwing up in the toilet, and I was going all white, and everyone was like, "Are you all right, man?" I'm like, "No, I'm not all right, eh?" And I remember I was probably about 16, and we had to get out of the venue 15 minutes after we played as well. And it was the first gig I did sweeps on. Like, and I'll always remember that gig because I threw up, and I remember the burrito I ate, and I threw up the burrito. And oh man, it was just something else. Like I just couldn't stay in timing. I was sloppy. Like I was just. It was only me though. Like everyone else, like kind of saved the gig. I just turned my guitar down after the first song, to be honest.
Yeah. I've seen that. I've seen that a few times where the actual sound techs actually put someone's guitar down. Oh, that just is not happening at the moment.
Yeah.
So the best gig.
The best gig. Probably have to be Metal Harfest when we played that in 2013, I think it was. We had the poster just over there in the corner there, and that was probably our favourite gig because we had like this guy. You can see a film clip on YouTube. Can You Smell the Roses? And he got hooks in his like chest, and he's like hanging suspended out of the air, and he's just like floating there. And before he started doing this, he walks up to everyone in the band and he's like, "Look, guys, if you just want to, get involved, you can just walk up and give me a little push and stuff like that, and I'll be swinging, and you know what I mean." And me and the bass player at the time, like, because it was an old bass player, I was just like, "Nah, man, we're not doing that, eh?" And the drummer was just like, "Wow, that's hectic." And then my dad said, "I'll do that, man, I'll do that." So like he pushes him like a little bit, you know what I mean? Like, and he reckons it wasn't a big enough push and stuff like that. But that was our favourite gig, I reckon. Well, my favourite gig.
So some random guy just came up and did this.
No, it was booked. It was like not a random guy. It was booked. That's what he does for a living, sort of thing. He puts on like pain shows and stuff, and he puts needles in his arms and all this other stuff. And it was bloody blood everywhere and all over the stage and stuff.
Wow, that's insane.
Yeah, it was a bit.
Insane. So you've said you got this thing coming up, this festival.
Mm-hmm.
Have you got any new vinyl coming out or any?
We might play a new one. We're not quite sure actually. We're probably going to play a song called Twisted Emotions, and we haven't played that yet because it's off our new album. And and we've only played about the 16 songs on that album, but we've only played about 10 of them live.
Okay. Yeah.
And the other reason why is because we're a little tighter on them 10 songs than we are these other 6 songs sort of thing, and we don't want to sound like messy when we play sort of thing. So we play the tighter songs, obviously, and then like, we got this one song that we think is now up to scratch with these 10 songs. So we're going to take it out of the don't play pile and put it in the play pile, if you know what I mean.
So have you got like, say the music, okay, Magnetron, say Magnetron doesn't work out. Have you got an escape route? Have you got something that you could do other than shred like fucking a champion? Is there something else that you can go through or will do?
Well, I got a bit of money, so I was going to probably start a business in a few years anyway, and like all that sort of stuff. But my old man just does it for fun, really. Like, it's not like meant to go anywhere, to be honest. Like, it's just something for fun, and I do it for fun as well. But when I start up my business, I was going to try to be a little bit more professional sort of thing, and hopefully go steer Magnertron in like a more full-time direction sort of thing.
So the business you're going to start has a music influence.
Oh no, the business I'm going to start is just truck driving and stuff like that. Like because I drive trucks and stuff like that, you know, for a living. And well, I don't do that anymore, but I used to. And I was going to start up my own business, like actually truck driving, like probably moving houses or something. Like haven't decided what I want to do. You know what I mean? But that'll be my plan A, and then plan B will probably be Magnertron sort of thing. So I'll probably put some money into the band and try to record a good professional album, because we've only recorded our albums at home, and like Dad's good at it and everything like that. But it'd probably be better if we actually pay the money to go into a studio, actually record the songs nice and proper, and then like, you know, get some more merch, because at the moment we only got like 2 t-shirt designs and a CD sort of thing. Maybe build our merch up and like, you know, do some advertising with the band and stuff like that. Things that we just don't do at the moment, you know what I mean? Like, be a little bit more professional with it.
Hey, it's got to be fun, but it's got to be fun.
Yeah.
You know, if it stops being fun, if it becomes a business, then it's like.
Then you become like Slipknot.
Yeah.
I still like Slipknot, but if you read up about them, only 2 members own the bands, and the rest are just hired musicians.
Yeah. Yeah.
So like they wouldn't be having fun in the band, you know what I mean? Like they'd be dreading it.
Yeah, exactly. And I also heard the hired musicians change on a regular basis too.
Oh, right.
It's not always the same people kind of thing. It's just, has changed in the past.
Yeah.
Like it hasn't always, like Slipknot haven't always been the same members.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
Yeah. Do you have any advice? And this is something that I can quickly run and go to the toilet, because I've got like 5 long necks and a few bourbons in me. Have you got some advice? We'll just put this question while I go to the toilet. Have you got any advice for younger bands?
Any younger bands? Well, my advice would be to practice every day. And honestly, when you practice every day, you'll notice things that like you've never noticed before. And one thing you'll probably get into is like stage presence and how you look on stage. And when I got into that, I got into things like headbanging where I should be on the stage, movement on the stage, and like there's a few others as well, but the main thing is what I'm trying to say is when you're on the stage, try not to stand there and just do nothing. Try to at least walk around a little bit. Try to like interact with the crowd, like, you know, when someone does the metal horns to you, if you can, sort of thing, like, and you're in a bit that holding a chord, or like, you know, you're not actually playing or anything, do the metal horns back, because you will get a response out of that. Another good one is when you got like mainly if it's wireless, because sometimes lead can get tangled up, but if you can get one guitarist on one side and the other guitarist on the other side and get them to swap sides and, you know, get some choreography in there, you'll actually notice like your response from the crowd will be a lot more intense than if you just stand there sort of thing, concentrating on your playing.
Yep. No, I listened to the whole thing then while I went to the toilet, and that's great advice. And that just made me think of something when you were speaking then about the guitar. Are you the only lead guitarist, or do you swap now and then?
Well, no. I try. Dad doesn't want to play lead guitar, but I make him do it anyway, because I think he's a good guitarist, sort of thing. So like, he writes solos that I can't write, sort of thing. So like, you know, it's and he says vice versa, but like, if you got two guitarists that can solo in a band, why not just take advantage of that opportunity?
Exactly. Not a metal band, but Rancid, they swap lead guitar back and forth.
Yeah.
And it sounds great. It sounds like it actually sounds better, I think, because it's not just the same style of lead every song.
Yep, exactly.
You can actually just, if you're just listening to it with headphones, you can say, no, that's not Lars, that's Tim, or no, that's not Tim, that's Lars, kind of thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. So how did you meet the rest of the band? Like, did you just put out a thing looking for members, or you guys went to school, or?
Well, my first band. Well, my first band, I met one guitarist at school, sort of thing. He played guitar, and then we were struggling to find a drummer and a bass player, and eventually we got a hold of this guy called Bao. He was in this band called Hotel 44, and he said, "I know two kids they're twins, and they played bass and drums." And we were like, yeah, we want them. They came over and we were talking about what songs we knew how to play. And they were like, we know For Whom the Bell Tolls. And we just learnt that just like a few weeks prior. So we played For Whom the Bell Tolls sort of thing. And the bass player did the and we were like, because we're only like 14 and we couldn't play that well, we were like, wow, that was amazing. And that was the first band. The second band, Dad just eventually fired his guitarist and drummer because they had a few like problems, sort of thing, with drinking alcohol and all that sort of stuff. But eventually had to get rid of them because they were always too drunk to play. And then he put me on guitar, and then put his another singer from Hotel 44. He wanted to play drums, so we put him on drums, and we kept the old bass player. So and then that singer / drummer that we had wanted to do something else, wanted to go back to rock, not metal, and we did a gig with Dream Killers, and at the time that the drummer that's in our band now was drumming in Dream Killers. And we hit him up just one day, just like, do you want to come join our band since we gig all the time, sort of thing? And he was like, yeah, right, yeah. Because we just lost our drummer. And he played, and then we never looked back from that drummer ever since, eh?
So, okay. So, to me, the Dream Killers are punk. They play punk, okay? Would you go from metal to punk?
We actually have a one punk song in our whole discography, sort of thing. It's called More Beer, and it's just a punk song, sort of thing, and that's all it is. And we wrote that before we started playing with the Dream Killers, sort of thing. And then I tried to write my own rocky punk sort of song. So we actually had a similar sound to Dream Killers that's not too heavy, sort of thing. But then we had songs that were extremely heavy, like this song called Unhinged. It's tuned to drop A, sort of thing. So that's pretty low. And the other songs are in E, in just standard tuning. So that's a little bit more punkier, sort of thing. And you can really, in the punk song, you could really walk around and do that headbang where you're going around in circles, sort of thing, and then on your feet, but then also headbanging. That's how it makes me feel when I play it.
Excellent. So when you're on stage with the band, with your dad, I really wanted him to be in this interview because I thought it would have been great. I don't know what he had booked for today, but it's sad. But when you're with the band and you're playing, do you ever think, oh, he's just really fucked up for a second there, or he's just fucked up, or she's not playing the fucking, has it ever been a thing like that where you've had the argument?
No, No, not really, eh? Like we're very good sort of thing. Like and whenever you make a mistake, we just laugh. Yeah, we don't like scold you or anything like that. We just have a laugh sort of thing, and then have a beer together sort of thing. So it's like, oh no, I've stuffed up that song, and he's like, yeah, I've stuffed up this little section as well, and we just have a beer and go, oh, we won't do that again.
Yeah. But hey, it always happens. And that's a good thing about metal and punk. You can have a little fuck up here and there, and punters hardly ever notice.
Yeah,
You
yeah,
know, what I mean? It's like, oh, no, that's cool. And like, you know, it might sound a bit funny for 3 seconds or something, but like that's the thing with metal and punk. What what Australian band would you love to play with? Would you love to support?
oh, oh, that's a question. I have about 5 of them, so I'm gonna have to like, oh, you
You
only
can
want one, don't you?
you can say the whole 5.
All right. Well, there's Disentomb. You know Disentomb.
Yes.
Yep. Parkway Drive. Mortal Sin, but they've broken up, sort of thing. But Mortal Sin is definitely one of them. Would love to do another gig with the Dream Killers because they just eventually got back, like they've gotten back together, sort of thing. And what was the last one? Oh, it's like Disentomb. They're the same genre as Disentomb. I can't remember, but they're 4 of them, and they're all like Australian legendary bands as well. You know what I mean? Like they all have history, and they're like, you know, they're all like Disentomb are from Brisbane, sort of thing.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Definitely. Well, so are the Dream Killers when you think about it. Like,
Yeah.
yeah. I am. This is amazing that you're bringing them up, and I'm like talking to metal band and the Dream Killers come up because they're like Dream Killers are just like an iconic band. It's a mix of metal and punk. If you can agree what I'm saying, like they I know I used to see them heaps at as I said before at West Football Club in Brisbane, or at the Playroom or at the Patch. It's just funny that you keep bringing up the Dream Killers, and I think that's great. Like these guys have been around since like 84, 85. I think they might have even started that early.
Yeah.
Like they were, because they were playing with the Bad Ronalds and the Hard-Ons and Thrust and all those sorts of bands, like in the 80s, you know?
Yeah. Good bunch of blokes as well, sort of thing. Like they're really cool to play with. They're good to have a drink with. They're just like mates, sort of thing. Like you don't really feel like, you know, oh shit, well, out of character and stuff, sort of thing. Like when you're with them, like they make you feel right at home, sort of thing. They do.
Yeah, I could imagine. There's a very good friend of mine who plays guitar. He plays guitar for Carl now, but he played for a band called the Chicken Skins, Notorious Chicken Skins, and he played with them a million times. And he said, I learned how to be a musician backing these guys up. Like I learned stage presence. I learned just how to be a musician. And from the Dream Killers, you know, and these are just a bunch of fucking not West End, fucking
Gold Coast?
No, but being Lee-ish.
Yeah. Logan.
Logan, yeah. They're you know, and it's great. Do they come to you? Do they say, "Hey, we've got a gig. Do you want to?" Or do you go, "I heard you're playing next week. Can we jump in?"
It's a bit of both. Like it started off like Les just seen Dad play one day and was like, "Holy shit, you guys got to do it, you know, support us," sort of thing. And he was a good bloke, Les is. And then Now it's like a back and forth, like he'll hit us up sort of thing, or we'll hit him up sort of thing. And like, like we have hit him up to play a gig, but he wasn't sure about it because the last time we played in that area, no one like promoted the gig and they didn't play to anyone. So like, he doesn't want that to happen again. But Dad understood sort of thing. He was like, yeah, no, fair enough. You don't want to play to nobody and not get paid.
That's it. That's it. That also brings back the thing of playing because it's fun.
Yeah, we play because it's fun.
It's passionate.
Yeah.
I mean, and like if there's 5 people out there, there's 5 people out there. You're still going to play the same.
Mm.
You're not going to go, oh, just fucking, relax and just play. There's only 5 people. Like you still play hard as you do if there's 500 people.
Yeah.
500 punters is you're going to still do the same thing.
Yeah.
Oh God, this is how unprofessional this show is, because I just like run out of questions. I have many questions, and I hope that like the band talks for at least 10 minutes on each. And I love the way that this show is. That it is so unprofessional that we do have these real uncomfortable silences. What's happening next? What do you want for Magnertron? What do you want to go overseas, or is just playing general? Is that enough for you, or?
Well, at the moment, I want to like play in general for a little bit, and then like move on to overseas. Before we go overseas, I want to record an album, and I want to because we recorded a live album once, and what we did was just put our new songs on the live album. So it was like an album, but it was all live recordings, and we've never recorded them songs like in the studio. So I want to record that specific album that we released like 10 years ago in a studio album, and then go overseas with it, and then like tour wherever we can tour, you know what I mean, and like try to make something out of ourselves, I guess.
Yep, definitely. You were talking about a Canadian band before.
Yeah, Archspire.
Have they come over here before?
Yes, they have. They supported Psychroptic maybe about 3-4 years ago. I'm not sure how long it was, but it was a while ago, a few years ago. And man, I've seen Psychroptic live maybe about 8 times, sort of thing. And our train like was coming about 10 minutes before they like finished, sort of thing. So we decided to go on the train before, which was like we only got 10 minutes of Psychroptic set, but we've seen them that many times, sort of thing. Like we didn't really care. But Archspire was something else, because that was the first time we've seen them live. And when you see a band live for the first time, it's like a bit of an experience, sort of thing. And they really packed the show. They like because they do just all this like picking and all this blast beats and all these like growls and stuff, and the bass player's sweep picking as well, and it's just like, my God, guys, you can't get much better than this, you know what I mean? And like they play at like BPMs at like 240 or something ridiculous. Like they're that fast, it's just unbelievable, really.
It's the thing with Canadian bands. I only found this out not long ago, because I've interviewed a Canadian band. They actually, if you watch any of the interviews, they do the intro to my show and the outro music. And they were the first band I interviewed for season 1 and the first band I interviewed for season 2.
Yeah.
And they've got a thing over in Canada which Australia needs to do. Like we don't do it for our sportsmen. We don't do it for our musicians. They got a thing over in Canada. If we give them proof of 5 gigs, their government gives them a grant to come over to Australia.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Yeah, which is it, like, fuck. Australia should do shit like that because there's so much good music here. There is fucking like I myself. I have got a lot of favorite bands that are from overseas, but I'm into a lot of 90% of Australian music, like from the Divinals, Angels, fucking Hard-Ons, World War 24, like all the way up kind of thing. And, you know, it's these bands, like a lot of these bands, the Divinals got to go overseas, the Angels did, but a lot of these bands, they can't get over there. You know what I'm saying? They can't. And if we were given, if you guys were given that grant, imagine, you know, it's like all you need is 5 definitely proven gigs. And
yeah, wow, that's pretty good, eh? I wish Australia would back up the music industry a little bit more. You know what I mean? Like they just leave it under the dust. You know what I mean? Like I think one year there they weren't even like allowing any form of grants to music. Like I looked it up recently, and they do grants again, but I remember like one year, I can't remember what year it was. There was like none. There may have been 1 or 2, but there was like none. You know what I mean?
But the grants that they do are only for putting out albums and that.
Yeah, yeah.
Like they don't do it. Hey, give us 5 proven gigs in America, and we'll pay for you to get over there and everything. They don't do that.
Yeah. Yeah, they should. It would add like more of a what would you call it, like tourism sort of attraction sort of thing for Australia, because I would want to go see their bands.
Yeah, definitely. So as an Aussie metal band, do you get much flack to like the venues say no, we don't put bands like you on the bill? Do you get much of that?
No, not really. Lately it's been like a pretty accepting sort of thing. Like we just put our submissions in sort of thing. Like, you know, can we play here, there, and there? And like, you know, we're getting on some pretty good gigs, I suppose. Like coming up, like next year we're on I might be playing Dead of Winter Festival. So like, because that's coming back, and yeah, we might be playing that, and like we just and we might be playing with the Dream Killers again soon, sort of thing. And I can't remember what else, but the drummer had a gig lined up with Lagerstein. I don't know if you heard of them. Yeah, so we had a gig like lined up with them as well. What else? I can't remember, but everyone does their own little thing, you know what I mean? And like we all come in a room all together, and then we discuss what we're going to do, sort of thing. But yeah, that's our like upcoming sort of stuff.
Yeah, because it's you've got to have the fun, you know. It's got to be fun, but there's also got to be a bit of hard work as well, you know what I mean? Like getting out, you can't sit back and wait for a venue to go, hey, we want you to come and play, blah blah blah. You got to get out there and do the fucking footwork. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you do.
And yeah, how do like, as you were saying just then with the whole band, like do you all sorry, my fucking sound engineer just sent me a fucking very funny fucking message then. Anyway, so like do the whole band, so does the drummer go, hey, I've been speaking to a couple of blokes, we got a gig at the Rosie tomorrow night. Like, do you all jump in, or is it like the drummer just goes, yeah, do what you got to do, just I'll turn up?
No, the drummer is the one that got us a gig with Lagerstein, and Blackspayer hasn't gotten us a gig yet, but he's like he's a bit more chill sort of thing. Like he just goes with the flow, like how you were saying before. Like you guys do your thing, and I'll just rock up, sort of thing. Like, that's the bass player, I reckon, all in like all together. And Dad's the main one that looks after the gigs. He's the one that does all the submissions, like all that sort of stuff. Like, and I used to do a lot of gigs, but like do a lot of arson and submission for gigs. But I stopped that recently because what happened is I had a kid 10 years ago, sort of thing, and then I stopped doing the gigs, and Dad took over. So like I just let Dad have that power, sort of thing, and this way it's not confusing and you're not double booking yourself, sort of thing.
Exactly. Yeah. So we said about the worst band. What's the best band that you've actually, and you can't say Doom Colors, what's the best band that you've actually backed up?
Dad, I never supported them, but Dad supported Mortal Sin.
Yeah, that's great.
Yeah, so that was probably my favourite gig, even though I wasn't in the band, and it's because Mortal Sin played, and like they like Mayhemic Destruction, such a good album. Like that was written in the 80s, I think, like 86 or something, or 85 or something. And like that album's just such a good album. And then they like got that album, and then they got Absence of Faith, which is like their newer sort of music sort of thing. And they like like it's just as good as like the first album they got out, sort of thing, and everything in between. Like, you know what I mean? And that's what they I don't think it was their album launch, but they were promoting that album at the time, sort of thing. The Absence of Faith one, and then they released an album. Maybe like a few years later, and they kicked out one of the guitarists. Oh, they didn't kick him out. He got really sick and couldn't play guitar anymore, so they had to find a new guitarist. And I think that was called Psychology of Death or something like that. And that album is just so good. Hey, like that Absence of Faith is probably my favorite Mortal Sin album, and that's the one that they were promoting when Dad supported them. But all of their albums are good, you know what I mean? Like there's Face of Despair, and like they're just amazing musicians.
Well, I worked for Matt for about 6 years. He's got a business where he it's called Crew on Call.
Oh yeah,
yeah. And what we do is we go to the gig, the venue, and these are like not little bands. These are like Pink, fucking Matchbox 20 kind of thing.
Yeah.
But we unloaded their trucks and we loaded their trucks.
Yeah.
And I think that's what Matt I think that's all he's doing now. I don't know if he's still fucking, playing music or not. I'm not quite sure, but yeah, he's got that business going, and I think that was the big money maker for him.
Yeah. Well, I was just going to say, well, he when he was doing like the business, I remember him walking up to me and saying to me like, my boss is so good, but he was talking about himself, you know what I mean? My boss is so good, like he was having a joke with me because I was so young, sort of thing, and I was a little nervous meeting them. And he was like, my boss is so good, he let me have the time off, sort of thing, to come to this gig. And like, just being a smart ass, like, he's like a nice, relaxed sort of guy, sort of thing. I don't know him too well, like, or anything, because they like played and left, sort of thing.
Yeah, I met him twice. The other times in those years, all I got was a text message saying, you've got a gig coming up. You got a bun in at 7 o'clock or something. Like, yeah. But about you guys, like, what was it like for you getting into the industry?
Getting into the industry?
Yeah.
Well, we started off in Western Australia, actually. Before I was born, Dad started in 1992. And we lived in Western Australia, and back then the music scene was a lot bigger. And Dad reckons they used to play to sold out like crowds all the time, sort of thing, and like it was just the time of the year, like that decade, sort of thing. And then I can't remember what year it was, but when the Nintendo 64 came out, Dad said they played a gig like the weekend before it came out, then like 3 weeks after it came out, and he said the one like the weekend before it came out, it was like packed. 3 weeks after that, there was like half the amount of people there. He was saying like technology really like kind of ruined the live music scene, sort of thing, and he watched it decay. But they were actually really successful when they first started, to be honest. Like Dad used to get paid all the time, and they record albums and stuff all the time. And then like the gaming systems came out, and that ruined the wanting to go out. You just stay at home nowadays, sort of thing. That's what it was becoming. And then Dad said like they moved to Queensland, sort of thing, when I was about 2 years old. So like in 95 or like 96 or something, like 2 or 3 years old. And then when they came to Brisbane, because in Western Australia, you'll get paid regardless. They pay you from the bar. Like even if it's free entry, they pay the band from the bar. And then when we came to Brisbane, Dad was asking all the venues, can we get paid, sort of thing, because I don't have any money to get home and shit like that. And like they just say, nah, man, you don't get paid in Brisbane. And like so, like not having the money behind them, like made them a little less successful, sort of thing, because they couldn't afford to record a new album. You know what I mean? So like that's what really that's how they started off in the industry, and then they kind of like flopped a little bit, and then they went through a few lineup changes. Like we are the original drummer and guitarist, because Dad's always been in the band, guitar and bass, and then his dad was in the band as well, who's passed away recently, and he was the bass player, Dad's dad, and like we had the two brothers on guitar and drums. And then when we moved from Western Australia to Queensland, we had to get rid of the guitarist and drummer. And then Dad, it took him a little while to recover the lineup change, but then he got like several different lineups from that point on. The drummer was always changing like once a year. The guitarist was always changing like once every 3 years. And then like the bass player got a little old to carry the bass, sort of thing. So we had to find a new bass player, and Dad was the only original member left. And then I was about that time, you know what I mean, like 10 years has passed, sort of thing, for all them lineup changes. I jumped in the band for about 14, sort of thing, and I started writing the songs and everything, and then like we eventually like from that point on, like we eventually fuck what I was gonna say. Dad just came home. But yeah, from that point on, like they were pretty much in the industry like full time, sort of thing. Like they had their foot in the door.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, sorry, mate.
No, you're right.
Fuck you, Jeff. My sound editor just keeps putting out fucking comments on and just fucking. Did you say your dad just got home?
Yeah, he did.
Tell him to come and say hello.
He's just. Hey, Dad. Yep. Do you want to say hello? Yep. It's Matt.
Hey, Matt, how you going?
How are you, mate?
Pretty good, buddy.
Thank you for setting this up. I really appreciate it, hey?
Yeah, I just got back from work.
Oh, no, I fucking really appreciate it.
Yeah.
I sit down, look, because I'm running out of questions, so I should sit down and just say the same things and ask. No, I've been listening to you guys since we first spoke, and like I fucking dig it. I'm not really a metalhead, which is the fucking great thing about it.
Yeah.
my sound tech just said like father, like son.
Yeah.
You guys like he reckons he's looking a mirror image.
Yeah. It's got a little bit of a rock edge to it too. Like it's not so metal. It's got a bit of a rock edge to it, sort of thing, eh?
Yeah. But hey, what was it like when Causa first said, I want to be in a band with you, Dad. Like, what was it? What was that whole fucking situation like?
He would have been about 13 or 14 years old. He would have been pretty young. Yeah. He was, and he already had his own band anyway too. He already had a band with his brother. So yeah, both of the boys have been musically for ages. So yeah, it's been, and he's just one of our guitarists left, and I was just like, "Oh, cool, you should just join my band too, mate." Yeah, he was in. Yeah.
Oh, mate, I wish my kids. I've got 8 kids. 7 of them are into that hip hop shit, and I've got a 13-year-old daughter that's in the Angels and punk, a lot of punk. Like
Okay.
she gets into the drop kick Murphys, no effects, all that sort of shit. She just loves it.
Yeah.
And I've always wanted, because I'm one of the most untalented persons you'll ever meet.
Yeah.
I've always wanted my kids to actually be talented in something, and they're just like not. Well, they haven't really tried.
Yeah.
To be quite honest, they haven't tried. But I want my 13-year-old because I know she's the next athlete. She's gonna get up there. She's gonna fucking rock shit, man.
Yeah.
But anyway, actually, something I want to ask you. The question was, where did the name Magnetron come from? And it was about a microwave.
Yeah.
What did you think when
my old man actually started the band, and who's passed away recently. And we had all kinds of traditional kind of like metal names. Like the band name was Amplified Assault, and then there was other bands called that, and so we kept changing it. And then the old man's microwave busted and the Magnetron was stuffed. The microwave mechanic said, "Your Magnetron stuffed," and the old man was like, "Fuck yeah, I'm going to call my band that." And then probably about 3 or 4 years later, we found out there was already a band called Magnetron anyway, again. So it was like, stuff it, we're just going to go with it.
Yeah. They can change their name. Fuck them.
Yeah. Yeah. So,
Magnetron, are they Australian?
they think they're European.
Yeah. Fuck them.
Yeah. Stuff them. Yeah.
Take a seat. We're having a drink. Take a seat.
Yeah. My girl, my lovely lady plays in the band as well too. Bloody.
Oh, is she here?
Yeah, she is. Just over here. Here. Right there. There she is. Haley.
Hello.
Yeah. She plays.
I'm so blessed to have you. You are the first metal band I've had on the show. And we're into episode 7, season 3.
Yeah.
And 14 episodes per season. And you are the first metal band that we've had on the show. And it's so good. It is fucking so good to actually have a metal band. Because punk's punk, you know, like it's my favorite genre. Yeah. But like the questions are the same and the answers are the same, and it's, oh no, I'm gonna get in a lot of trouble now.
Yeah, right.
I did 2 interviews Saturday, and you're my second, so I've drunk a lot of piss.
Yeah.
I'm probably a bit pissed now.
Yeah.
And I love punk, guys. I love you. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to say the punk shit. Yeah. I hope they're going to get the.
Yeah.
They're just going to say, we're not going to be on your show again now. But no, I hate metal, to be quite honest.
Yeah.
Rather the punk music. But metal, to me, is it's an art form.
Yeah, it's good fun to play too.
It's an art form. Punk is fun. And
punk's an attitude, isn't it, eh?
Yeah. If you miss 2 chords, it doesn't matter. The crowd's still going to think, well.
Yeah, it's all about your attitude in punk. You got to be like, you got to have a realistic punk attitude. Otherwise, the other punks will see straight through you. Thing.
Yeah.
Right.
So is that your mum? Or is that his missus after you?
No,
No, that's not my mum.
no, just my lovely lady. Yeah.
And what instrument do you play?
Percussions and drums. She plays it. Yeah.
You never said Dad's missus. You just said we've got a girl playing in the band.
Yeah, I didn't specify. Sorry.
Yeah. Yeah.
So anyway, I'm going to ask the same question that I've asked Krauser here. You got to put 5 bands together for a gig,
Yeah.
and you've both got to answer this question.
Yeah.
We'll start off with not mum, girlfriend.
Yeah.
5 bands you'll pick.
What for? To play with in a gig?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Local bands or big bands?
They can be anybody. Hey, they can be dead.
Yeah.
You can pick Hendrix if you want it.
That's a good band touring around Australia at the moment. It's from New Zealand. Black thrash band called Stalker. That'll be a good hit. I like to have Sepultura. They'll be at the moment they're doing their old school stuff. They'll be sick.
Yeah.
Alien Weaponry, that'll be cool. I like listening to them. They're from New Zealand as well. It's a raw sound. Another band.
You know, run out of bands.
Yeah. I can't talk properly. I've had wisdom teeth ripped out a couple of days ago.
There you go. She's run out. She can't think.
I can't talk.
Am I being ignorant here? But are you like the only metal band with a percussionist or something?
Yeah, there's not very many at all, actually. Sepultura had one, Slipknot have one. Some bigger bands do, but not local bands don't seem to.
No.
I think it's because there's a lot of extra equipment to carry around.
Extra baggage.
Yeah, it's like one drummer, you got a fair bit of equipment. 2 drummers, it's like holy shit sort of thing. So we have to take a van to all our gigs just to put all the gear in, you know, because we haven't got a percussionist. So yeah.
Yeah. No, that's excellent.
Excess baggage.
Yeah, and some of the stages, the local stages, are fairly small. So, like when we get on the stage, we're quite tight and we're quite squashed in. But we fit on. Like there was a little. The last one we played was tiny, but we still fitted on there. Like, but there is some venues that we can't play because of the extra amount of drums that we have.
Yeah.
Just too small stage. Yeah.
You see that shit on YouTube all the time, like band fails, and it's like a 6-piece, 7-piece metal band playing on a stage that should only carry 3 people.
Yeah. And yeah.
You hear the drums are just like flying, and you need a pretty big stage, really.
Yeah, well, she's had her drums fall off stage before because
that was fun.
In small stages and stuff, and they just fall off. And
I just let it go. My God.
Shit, there goes the drum. Yeah.
Okay, before we get to your 5 bands, Causa was I asked Causa before what was playing on the stereo when he was growing up. What was playing on the stereo when you were growing up? I'm slurring my words.
Led Zeppelin, Deep Purple, a lot of like old school Aussie bands as well, old school rock.
Like Radiators, Angels, the Vinyls.
A little bit before then.
Yeah, she's an old grandma. Yeah.
Led Zeppelin was my biggest early influence. Because the Bonzo's drum style is completely like different from the others at the time. Big drums, everyone else was using concert toms and stuff. He had big and reverbed out. It's just sick.
Yeah, she's old. She makes like old lady noises when she wakes up. She's like, shit like that.
That's a joke.
Yeah.
Would you let your grandchildren listen to your music, or they're just like babies? Or
Sorry, I missed that one.
Didn't you call her grandma?
Yeah, no, but that's just giving a shit. She's actually not actually a grandma. I'm just giving.
No, I'm crazy cat lady.
Yeah, she's I suppose she's a grandma. If her cat had kittens, then she'd be a grandma.
Yeah, that's not happening.
Yeah.
So, Axel, so what are your 5 bands?
Mine. I'd probably go with some Aussie ones. Whole heap of old school Aussie. I'd probably go like Dream Killers, Mortal Sin, Blood Duster.
Mortal Sin's good.
Yeah, Mortal Sin, Blood Duster. Maybe Psychroptic and probably a new one, maybe King Parrot or something.
You nearly said the same thing your son said.
Oh, true.
I got the
Yeah. They're the 5 big ones in Australia, sort of thing, like, yeah.
With the Dream Killers, do you ever remember a band that used to play with them, the Notorious Chicken Skins?
Yes, I've heard of them. Yeah.
Yeah, because I grew up on the Gold Coast.
Yeah.
I'm actually at Wollongong now because all my grandchildren are down here, so I've got to be a dad and shit. But I grew up on the Gold Coast, and like Dream Killers were every second weekend. You know what I mean? It was either the Dream Killers with Bad Ronalds, Asylum.
Yeah.
Yeah, and the Chicken Skins. And
Yeah.
I've interviewed both singers of the Chicken Skins because the Chicken Skins I interviewed, and then when he left, I interviewed the Notorious Chicken Skins, which was about 4 years later. The guitarist decided to sing.
Yeah.
But I have no idea where I'm coming from with that.
Good name for a band, though, Chicken Skins, isn't it?
And the thing is, it's the singer McChicken.
Yeah.
It was all brought out like that. They are a fucking great band, and they're like just hardcore punk, and they put their metal into it. So, anyway, so what's playing on your stereo at the moment? Like in the car or?
Our new album, I'm mastering it, so I'm listening to it and writing notes, and then come back and changing them, and then listening to it, writing notes and changing it, and
it's a good way of listening.
Yeah, continuous loop until I get it right, I suppose. Yeah.
Mate, how about I'll give you guys 5 minutes to spam yourselves, to tell everybody what's happening, what you've got out, give yourselves.
Okay. Yeah, well, we've got our latest album is Can You Smell the Roses? And that was brought out about a year or so ago, but we actually re-recorded that album, and we're recording a whole heap of stuff off our very first album and our 3rd album. So we're going to make like a 20-song album of all our older tracks, and then we're going to do some new tracks. We're going to put that on a CD, like maybe a dual CD, and that'll be our next album. And we're releasing that 5 or 6 months, I reckon, by the time we finished, sort of thing. And yeah, we've got a new clip out from one of the old albums, Remedy, which is on our Facebook. You can check that out. If you just type in Magnertron Remedy, and Magnetron's spelled a bit differently, not the way that it's on the micro. It's Magnertron. So yeah, it's a little bit different spelling. Yeah. And then type in Magnetron Remedy, and that'll come up with our latest film clip. And what else have we got? Oh, we've got a couple of old clips that are pretty cool too. We've got Can You Smell the Roses? A couple of live clips as well from probably 10 years old, some of the live clips, but they're still good. We were rocking back then. And what else have we got? Oh, we got heaps of merch. That's on our Facebook is the link over to that square thing that you can buy on the Square purchase or whatever it's called. Yeah. So there's a link to that, and you can purchase all our shirts and CDs and bottle openers and all that kind of jazz off our Facebook. That's a pinned post on our Facebook too. So yeah, so that'll be the first hit. And to find us on Facebook's pretty easy. Just type in Magnetron and you'll see it, sort of thing. Yeah.
Oh, mate, you fucked me up ages ago when you I asked for the name of the band when we were texting. You went Magnertron Dude or something. So
Yeah.
I was going on Google, Magnetron Dude. Magnetron Dude. I went on YouTube, Magnetron Dude. And I was going, this is fuck.
I would probably meant Google.
And I went, oh,
Very mischievous.
he might be calling me Dude. Or Magnetron.
Yeah. I don't know what I was thinking when I typed that.
It fucked me up for about 3 days, I'll tell you.
If I could stitch that up, didn't I? Bloody hell. I shouldn't be in charge of PR, probably. Probably should leave that up to Hayley.
No.
So a question that I asked Causa, I'm going to ask you, Axel. What's it like playing with your son?
Yeah, he rocks it. He bloody rips it up, little bugger. He's like, we're on there, and he's fucking shredding like a motherfucker. And yeah, he got a couple of stalker girls after him and chasing him down and hassling him out. And when he leaves, I get abused. Where the fuck's your son? You fucking and all that kind of stuff. Fucking left me, stood me up the car, fucking. So I get all that. Yeah. But yeah, he plays great though. Yeah, it's bloody good. The other two boys, bloody great mates, known him for like, forever sort of thing. Christian's been in the band, like our drummer, he's been in the band for, since he was nearly a teenager, so he's like a brother sort of thing. And Fraser, the bass player, he's been in the band for a little while now, but like I've known him for a lot longer than he's been in the band sort of thing, because he was in Christian's band, Cactus Dildos. Yeah. So and then Fraser's like, oh, you should let me join Magnertron as well, sort of thing. So yeah, he's joined, and yeah, he adds a lot actually. Fraser does, because he's got a great vocal range as well, which aren't on the albums, because he joined after the albums were recorded. So this new stuff we're recording, he'll be on there doing vocals as well. So yeah, which will give it an extra range and extra depth as well to the songs. Having a second vocalist with us. Yeah. And he's a little bit rocky too when it comes to his vocals. So it'll add a little bit more melodicness to it as well,
And that's good.
Yeah.
That's a bad thing.
Yeah.
This is a question I ask when I've been sitting down for the last 45 minutes with a matter that's just about to go kaboom.
Yeah.
Have you got any advice to a new band that's starting up, to any band that's starting up that wants to get in the scene?
Yeah. It's a hard one to get into, isn't it? The new scene. It's what can you give a younger band advice? Probably hey, that's us now.
Yeah, I know. The video just stopped. It's he's still going.
Oh, okay. I don't know. What can you tell a young band?
I was telling.
Develop your own sound.
Yeah.
Don't copy off everyone else. It's been done. Find something original. Make your own sound. Don't try to sound like everyone else.
Yeah. True. Yeah. Probably. Yeah.
And practice.
Yeah. Practice. Yeah. And I don't know.
Enjoy it as much.
Yeah. Maybe don't do it for the money. Do it for the love of it.
Love of it.
Yeah. Don't do it for the money. Do it for the love. So yeah. That's about all I can think of. Yeah.
I was talking about stage presence and stuff.
Yeah, stage presence is important.
Yeah. It's something Fraser needs to work on a little bit sometimes.
Stage presence?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
That'd help if you have a beer holder on your stand.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, beer holders help.
Yeah, because we were watching Fraser last gig, and like his playing was awesome and his singing was awesome, and then sometimes he'd just be standing there and being real boring. Sometimes he's like really
awesome about something.
Yeah. Then other times he'd just be standing there playing the bass.
Mm.
Yeah. So I'll just grab my character for a second.
What's that? You need a rum?
No, I'm just gonna go.
Laura, on some beer?
I'm not gonna say no, Hayley.
What was the first record you bought?
Was AC/DC Back in Black.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
You would have been a teenager then.
Oh yeah.
Mine,
Nobody was buying records then, and then I saw that there. I was like, $5, I'll give that a go. No one else was buying them, and I got Judas Priest. I've got promo copies of that. It's just a different sound. I got some of them that sound way better than on the CD. I got a Japanese pressing of a Rainbow record, Ronnie James Dio on it.
Yep.
Live in Japan. Oh, fantastic sound. And I listened to the CD version, and because it's just a thing of digital to audio you listen to. The sound waves different. You got to smooth the sound wave on the record and on CD's blocks. So it's like things are missing. And I think these days too, a lot of recordings, people should leave their farts and shit, and they're just the mistakes of what make a song sometimes.
Yep.
It's tricky. I don't like it sounding too perfect. It has to have your signature sound on there.
And like, who doesn't love that?
Oh, that's awesome sound.
Put the spiel down.
Yeah.
Like, it's fucking brilliant.
Yeah, it's not the same. You actually sit there and look at the album cover and you see all the details. You don't see that now, like you look at the whole track list and the lyric sheets, and like you don't get that anymore. Is this what I said? That's it. I like to listen to something from the beginning to end in the order it's meant to be in. Because it tells the story of.
Yeah, you can't just go track 4.
Yes, no, some songs, if you listen to, I listen to a lot of progressive stuff as well, progressive rock and metal, and some I meant to design that tracks were made to go into each other. If you block it off, it's missing their whole effect.
You know what? I've got to start interviewing more metal bands because you guys are so much fun.
Yeah, I'm surprised I'm talking. Yesterday I wasn't able to talk. I had 2 wisdom teeth ripped out a couple of days ago. That was brutal.
So, have you got a gig coming up? Is there any gigs?
I think we got one in August on Shredfest. Yeah, I know, but I haven't got it before then, but that's okay. We can concentrate on recording and stuff. So you can hear my parts as well, because my parts sound different. Like Christian and I work together, and it's some really cool rhythms. I mean, yeah, you notice, when you're recording the drums separate, it's like, why is this missing? Because we learn to work together. Because I've worked in a lot of big percussion groups, so I've learned how to make something simple sound complex. And sometimes something's better left simple as well. If you play too much, you lose the whole point of what the song is about.
So what is it like for a percussionist? Like, what does every other instrument do what they've got to do, and you're the last one to? No, because no, you work together as a band. It's like, so there's a different instrument, you get different effects out of it. I've worked in a lot of big bands. St. Helens is a good example of it. The percussionists steal the show. Like, you work with each other, and you can get these really cool sounds you can't get on electronics. A hand percussion sound. Like, I was started learning the conga for a year and a half. Of a guy from Cuba. There is 7 sounds you can get out of one drum. It's insane. You can't get that on the electronics. Anything is. Yeah. I decided to just do something different. But why don't we do? Because a lot of rhythms from African percussion can go into anything. So like a rumba is a 4/4 beat pattern, which you can use on any style, and it's proven that it works. And then I just changed a few things around, and then made it sound like it worked for metal. It's kind of cool. It's like innovating, and I don't want it to be a gimmick thing. I want something to be, and it actually sounded good. So I thought, let's give this a go. And it's cool live too, because you can see people get into it more. It's like it's like a visual presence too, which is missing on a lot of bands now. There's a lot of metal bands in the 80s. Like, you go down Judas Priest or Iron Maiden concert, you go back to see the fucking show, don't you? Yeah.
It's missing now. Like, you go there and it's cool to see something different on stage. And I think a lot of us is missing these days in shows. Like, you got to pay to a crowd. They are there to see you. They pay their money to see you. You got to give it back.
Yeah, for sure. No, totally agree. They're your kids, so it doesn't. You've got children at all?
No, no, it's just music for me. Music, and I cook and go hiking and shit. That's just what I want to do in my life. Just have fun doing what I want to do.
Yeah.
It's fun. It's awesome. You learn something new each day. Make a goal, something new to learn. Enjoy life. Well, it's too populated as it is.
Yeah, totally agree. For you, what is it like playing with your man and your stepson? What is it like for you?
It's like mates. Everyone's mates, basically. We always have a drink afterwards and have a joke. And yeah, this is all it is. It's a bunch of mates having fun. But you've got to snap down and get into it. Like I practice Corey, Magnertron, I'm getting the same thing, but I go slower than fast. And my dad gets it. It's really cool. It's a different way of learning, eh, Corey?
Yeah, it is. It's fun.
But it's cool. Like because you did it, you always practice something slow, then fast, and then you get back to the tempo you're meant to be at. It feels like done.
Yeah.
And because the reason why you do slow is you can hear all your mistakes you're making, and then you can fix it. Then you go faster than what you're supposed to. Then if you can do the comfortable doing that, and then you set your tempo, then you get that in your head, and it's like easy as.
Yeah. Where'd Axel go? He just ran.
It's fine, I'll sit around somewhere.
Just over here, around here.
I'll tell you something. Wait there. Oh, wait there. Of course you're gonna wait there.
Where are you? It's great. Was it another drink? Probably another drink.
Another drink.
But I have enough drinks.
Yeah.
Well, that fucked up. I couldn't find it, but I've got. I'm from Wollongong, and we had a local surfer named Cosmo, and he was back in his 50s, late 50s, maybe early 60s, and he passed away. So every year on his memorial, they have this big thing. The surfers all go out and cause the thing, and I'm thinking I've got a causer sticker now, and I can say, yeah, that's the band. That's from this.
Nice.
Yeah, I wish I could find it. I'd fucking love to show you, man.
That's good.
When I call you, so that's what I'm going to call you for the next whatever. We've been going for a pretty good time. My editor will probably cut a little bit out, the bits when I go to the toilet and shit. But whenever you want to finish the interview, just give me a yell. I'm happy to keep talking. I just want to know what's Magnertron? What are you guys about? I just want you guys to do some talking.
Oh, you answer that.
Magnetron's more about having fun and
having fun, enjoy music.
Yeah, we're not.
Have fun, get out, have some, let people enjoy life. Instead of being so serious all the time. Everyone's so serious, just stupid. Like, get out, have fun. Who cares about what's going on around you? Enjoy yourself. You make your life. Yeah, go in the marsh. I do it all the time.
Yeah, the marsh.
Make it feel like yourself, it's all good. The next day you just wake up at the store and make me like, yeah, I do that again. And a week later I'll do it again.
It's exactly what we're about, actually.
Yeah. Just really.
What'd you say? Sorry, cut out a bit.
Yeah, that's what my editor just said. Would you guys come down to Wollongong?
We've been to Newcastle. We've been to Sydney. I'd like to do Wollongong, actually. Yeah, I haven't done Wollongong before. Yeah, it'll be very interesting. We've done Melbourne and stuff. Yeah, but we haven't done Wollongong. We should probably do that, though. It's something we should look at. Yeah.
Because me and another guy, we're doing a benefit gig.
Yeah.
At this pub in Wollongong. It's for 2 days, Saturday, Sunday.
Yeah.
And we've got 15 bands each day doing a 25-minute set.
Yeah.
And I'd love to have a metal or even a couple of metal bands. I'd love to have some metal bands on that gig, man. So if
we'd play it.
Yeah.
It'd be good. I've got 3 lounges, and you can sleep in your son's room come
Yeah.
down.
When
Like,
would it be?
to have you guys on the bill. Like
Yeah.
you got, this has been the best, the most enjoyable. I'm pissed. So
That might have something to do with it.
you probably found it boring, but no, I've like really enjoyed this whole thing.
Yeah.
So
When would that be? When roundabouts would that be, you reckon?
in about 2 months.
Yeah.
We got the venue.
26.
Yeah.
We've got about 60 bands already that have said yes.
Yeah.
But I'm trying to get some more Melbourne, South Australian, and Queensland bands.
Yeah.
So I've got a lot of Sydney bands on the bill, so I'm cutting a lot of them out and trying to get more of other states.
Yeah.
And
Stuff's coming out of South Australia.
Yeah. Yeah, I've got an auntie that lives in Nowra too, so we could probably just stay at her house and come do the gig and then go and check out Jervis Bay and do a bit of fishing there or something, whatever.
And I'll catch for the big fish.
Yeah.
Wollongong's got the best. We've got Wollongong's got the best water. We've got the best beaches. Like
Best
Beaches.
Like our beaches are amazing for fishing and shit, man.
Yeah.
Love it down here.
Go chuck a line in and play some music and yeah.
You know if you guys have heard of the band Tumbleweed?
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
we've got Tumbleweed.
Oh, on the gig.
They're from Wollongong.
Yeah, are they? Oh, I didn't know they were from Wollongong. Oh, well, that'll be it. Yeah. Yeah, that'll be a gig.
Yeah, no, it's going to be great. These guys are playing the Owen Guns.
Okay, yeah, yeah.
I hate people. Oh fuck! The forklift
I'll have to
assassin.
get you a shirt.
Hey,
I'll have to send you a shirt or something, eh?
I'd love that, man. Because
Yeah.
I like.
I'll show you. Hang on.
He's gonna get it.
I'll get you one. Show you.
That's a strange spot to keep him.
Yeah, I know. Easier to get.
Dad's just under the table and he just looks a little funny right now.
Yeah, I'll have to send you one of these.
Buy my shirt.
I'll hold it up.
Definitely, man.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Hey, and send me a link because my editor, producer, sound tech, he's like in the metal, and I want to get him a shirt. So send me the link so I can buy him a shirt.
Yeah.
Like, he's man. He used to be a sound tech. Have you heard of Jeff? I'm not going to say Hellafix. Have you heard of Helix?
No.
Oh, well, they're American band, like Problem Child. He used to be a sound tech for a lot of American metal bands, like Motley Crue or like.
It sounds like rings a bell in the 80s.
Oh, does it? Yeah. You might know. I don't know that one.
They're a Canadian band. They're great. Like, I shouldn't say that because I fucking heard the first 2 minutes and turned it off.
Yeah.
But, yeah, he said they're great. So,
Ah.
yeah, so it'd be great. It would be great if I can get you down here because we need more metal on the on the bill.
We'll be up for it, bro. Yeah. Send us a link to all of it, and I'll
definitely.
I'll get Christian and Fraser and see what they're up
They'll
to.
probably
And
say yes.
they'll probably be into it. Yeah.
Yeah, no, it's going to be good. It's a venue, and we're putting a stage on the outside. So we got a stage on the inside, a stage on the outside. So the punters go watch the band on the inside while the band on the outside.
Yeah, that's the best way to do it.
Yeah.
It runs smooth then.
Yeah.
And that way we've worked out we can do 15 bands a day.
Yeah, that's pretty decent.
Yeah.
It's going to be a benefit gig for the floods.
Yeah.
But but I've looked up, I've done the research, and there's so many benefits for the blood. So it's called Rock Against War.
Okay.
It's for the Ukrainian.
Yeah.
It's 20 gig for Ukraine.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A lot of people got stitched up on that.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I'll
that's
send
good.
you, as soon as we get everything set up, I'll send you a link.
Yeah.
Fuck, man, you can stay at my house. I don't care, because it'd be good to get some metal bands on the bill.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. That'd be great. Yeah, we'd be up for that for sure, bro. Hey, yeah. Yeah.
What did your dad used to, what did your parents put on the stereo when you were growing up?
Oh, fuck it. It would have been like Neil Young, bloody, all that kind of, yeah, Pink Floyd,
Oh,
Bob
yeah,
Dylan,
Pink Floyd. Yeah,
all
that's
that.
another big one.
bloody
Pink Floyd.
Eagles, yeah, all that, bloody Eric Clapton,
Yeah.
Stevens, yeah, all that,
Yeah, that's my parents.
the hippie stuff.
You would have
Yeah.
had Hendrix, wouldn't you?
Oh, yeah, some Hendrix and stuff. It was mainly hippie, like the slower hippie stuff. So,
Yeah.
yeah, lived in like Waitalabar and Nimbin and all that kind of area, you know, so it was all.
Axel, did you have that thing when you were a father? Did you have that thing in your mind, like, I want my kid to be a musician?
No, I just let them do what they want. But no, Corey wanted to play guitar.
That's the opposite for me.
Yeah, Corey wanted, so I just encouraged him and yeah, bought him some guitars and stuff. And yeah, he just learned off I showed him a few things, but he mainly learned off the internet, like, because by the time he was old enough, there was that much.
There wasn't that around.
There was YouTube learning videos and stuff, you know, which wasn't
That's a
around.
big difference now. So I noticed when I was learning the conga and I learned all off YouTube and internet. When I started, I had just one or two lessons and that was it.
Yeah,
and I
you
had
go buy the tabs from the music shop in my day and, like, you know, and sit there and play the tape and rewind the tape and play the tape and rewind the tape. But not anymore. You can just go on YouTube
and you got all your records and you picked a good song off each record and recorded it on the tape.
Yeah.
You play the same thing constantly. I would like rewind it, like play the same 8 bars until I like.
Yeah, till you got it. When you wear the tape out, usually. Yeah. But, yeah.
Yeah.
Because what now that, like, the cat's out of the bag, what's it like playing with your stepmom?
It's pretty cool. Like, we have never had a percussionist in the band, so it's like a new element sort of thing. And I dig it because it's like, I don't know, it's just something that's completely different and not like, you don't really see it in metal bands, you know what I mean? Like, it's just not really around.
So did you just go, Dad, this is not going to work?
No.
Yeah, and I've got this new set of drums. I just wanted to use them, and
Yeah.
it's like a jam. And I was like, "Fuck yeah, this is cool."
Yeah.
And then we just had her in there full time sort of thing after that jam.
Yeah. And she's played actual drums a couple of times too, because sometimes Christian hasn't been able to do a gig or whatever, or he's been busy with it because he's in other bands and stuff.
I just do his part.
And yeah, so she jumps on the drums. So it's handy having two people that know the drum parts. So yeah, you can do any gig that we need to do without saying no, sort of thing. So the three of us can actually produce the Magnertron sound, like, without the other fellas, but it's better with them because
Different, you got different people from different backgrounds, so you got different musical knowledge. I was trained from a classical point of view too, which you hear things from a different perspective, which helps with structures of songs and that.
Yeah, but it is better with Christian and Fraser though, because it just adds that extra element. Sort of thing.
Yeah.
And
You got to have everyone. Everyone's important equally in different ways.
yeah.
Oh, definitely. Like, earlier before you guys turned up, Corey went fucking, I'm not that good of a guitarist. And since I got this message that you guys are going to be on the show, I fucking have been listening to music, and like, he's just...
You always think you're worse when everyone else thinks you are, and you're your biggest critic.
No, he's a bit of a shredder.
Good fucking rock, man. Like, yeah, you got to be a proud dad for sure.
He makes the old man proud.
You wouldn't be in the band, you shit.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know if I've asked Haley and Axel this one, but what's the best bit of advice you guys were given when you were first getting into this scene?
Oh shit.
I never give up. Don't listen to everyone, all the negative stuff. Listen to the positive. Build on yourself. Take the negative stuff into constraints, and then better yourself.
Yeah.
Do it because you enjoy it, not because you want to make money or fame. You got to love what you're doing. If you don't bother.
Yeah. So it's probably the best bit of advice I've been given for the music is probably don't take ice. don't do ice. Do beer and weed and whatnot, but just don't do ice.
Have you seen that guy on YouTube? He does like all this stupid shit. And I saw one this morning, and he's doing a guitarist on drugs, and he did every different drug, and the one meth, like.
would have been a bit off his head.
What I expected it to be. It was and you'd think, like, forgive me for saying this, but you'd think that in a band, if there was going to be drug use, it would be ice in thrash metal.
No.
Can't afford it.
That's bloody bad stuff. Don't go near it.
It's probably one of the only drugs I've never tried.
Yeah.
But, like, fuck. I don't think you could even put it together. I'd love to see a band on ice. Like, it'd be like 5 individuals.
Yeah. Now, just a bit of rum is fine for me. Just a bit of rum, and if you want ice, you put it in your rum. So you put your Coke and
What's in a beer?
Yeah, well, you put Coke and rum and ice together, so you're having cocaine and rum and ice. Not cocaine, Coca-Cola.
That's actually well said, man. Yeah, that's cool. Like, I just don't understand, like, because I watch the TV and it's a big drug bust of marijuana, and I cry.
Yeah.
And then there's a big bust of someone getting done for cultivating meth, and I go,
Yeah.
And I hope he gets raped when he goes to jail. I hope they fucking bend him over and just fuck him hard. He's broken up that many families.
Yeah. Stuffs up people badly.
Yeah.
Especially the poorer suburbs and stuff like that too. Like, it creates, like, bloody domestic violence and all that kind of stuff. People hanging out for it and whatnot and stuff. So bad shit. Yeah.
It's sad, man. It's sad.
Yeah, it's not good at all. Yeah. So just stick to your rum and your bloody and your beers. You're pretty right.
Right.
Yeah.
Rum with no ice.
Yeah. Rum with ice in it, but not that type of ice. In season 2, I decided to try and get a sponsor for the show, and I my PR I've sacked. Fuck him. He's useless. He sent an email to Bundaberg Run. Yeah.
Go Beanley.
Yeah, go Beanley. I lived in Woodridge. I lived in Woodridge for like a year and a half.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was about to say Stuart, but that's the guy that I live with.
Yeah.
I had to think, no, that was who I lived with. I lived in Woodridge for a year and a half.
A year and a half.
Yeah. But no. the
Probably an
question.
hour and a half in living in Woodridge is probably long enough anyway.
The only fucking good thing about living there was I got to see Sprung Monkey. And
Oh, did you? Yeah, I know them. Yeah.
I got to see Sprung Monkey, and it was this little pub. I think that would hold about 300 people at the most.
Yeah.
And they played, and it was fucking brilliant, man.
Yeah.
The heat was horrible. The people were horrible.
Yeah.
But a venue there brought up a band, they played. It was good.
Yeah. They were a pretty good band, weren't they? Really, eh? Yeah.
I love them. I haven't heard for. I don't think they put out anything for a long while.
Yeah.
Like Good Times is probably the best song they brought out, but I haven't heard it. So Iron Maiden.
Yeah, that's her favourite one.
One of my favourites.
Yeah.
Because I listened to a song not yesterday, day before, and I went, this is real Maidenish. Like this, maybe not the vocals, but the rhythm, the lead, the drums, and all that. The sound was real Maidenish.
Yeah.
Can you guess what song I'm talking about? Maybe.
Yeah.
The Page is Black, maybe.
Yeah.
It does a bit.
I think probably from Corey's guitar lines, probably give it that Iron Maiden sort of feel, probably. Hey. Yeah. Because there's got a bit of that going on.
Oh shit. My wife has just like sent me like 4 fucking text messages. I just wait a sec. No, that's not her.
You might have to go see what she wants.
Nah, fuck it, man. She's gone shopping. I don't care.
Shopping's so boring.
Oh yeah.
I'm the white person in the family. Like my whole family are Indigenous, and like I'm treated like my kids. They go, oh, you fucking white cunt. And I turn around and go, look, you're half white, so fuck off.
Yeah.
You talk to yourself at the same time.
Yeah.
And they play these stupid little jokes on them. It's fucking ridiculous.
Yeah.
But yeah, I just heard she just came up on my phone but nothing was said. It was just with nothing written.
Oh.
Hey, who would you really like to support? Who would you guys really, really like? Like,
It'd be sick to do a Lamb of God support, I reckon.
Gave you 5 days to live.
Yeah.
Who would you support if you got you were allowed to pick a band and they had to support you? Who would it be?
Yeah, I don't know. There's some good ones. Maybe Lamb of God or
It'd be Metallica for me.
I would have said Alien Weaponry.
Yeah, probably. Yeah, Metallica's huge, so probably Metallica. Yeah, because they're huge. They're like the big,
Really?
or Iron Maiden because they're huge as well. Maybe both.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Heard of the Chats?
Yeah, I know the Chats.
Yeah.
Have you heard that fucking Metallica song they play?
No.
Oh fuck, they do it. The influence of alcohol.
Link my symbols.
They do a brilliant Metallica song, man, and it's like unchat-worthy. Like it's not. You wouldn't hear it and go, "This is a Chats."
Yeah.
But they do. What's it fucking called? It's brilliant. It's brilliant. Anyway, we'll get off that.
Yeah.
You two, stepmom and dad, have you ever had a gig that you thought, fuck, I don't want to finish this, I just want to walk away? Like the punters are far, the venue's far.
No, never had one like that. No, it's always been pretty good.
You always make it, you said.
Yeah, all our shows have been pretty fun. Yeah. We've
Even things fall off the stage, it's like, whatever, let's keep going.
yeah, no, we've never had a bad gig, really. No, it's always been good fun. Yeah.
Yep, fair enough.
Yeah, that's been good. And we've gigged from done all the way from Perth to Melbourne to Brisbane to Sydney and all that. And never had a bad one. So never gigged outside of Australia though. It's only Australia sort of thing.
So you're playing in Sydney soon?
Sydney was good. Where do we play at?
The Ball-Faced Stag.
Yeah, which is now the Step In.
Oh, isn't it is it?
Is it? Oh no, sorry, not the Step In. It's
The Crowbar.
The Crowbar.
Yeah.
It's now the Crowbar. Yeah.
Did you say the Ball-Faced Stag?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's Surrey Hills, eh?
Yeah, and that's turned into to the Crowbar now down there. Yeah.
Oh, is that okay? Yep.
Yeah. So we played there, and can't remember the venue we played in Melbourne. Newcastle, we played at a bowls club. Yeah, that was pretty cool actually. Yeah, that was good.
Who did you play with there? I Hate People, fucking Human Failure. Do you remember who you played with?
Cunva. I remember playing with those guys. They were good.
Oh, they were on Neck Track. They weren't actually on the bill.
They were on something that we played. So I interviewed them in Newcastle.
Oh, maybe they did play there.
Yeah, well, they did because I interviewed them at Newcastle.
Maybe.
Yeah,
I don't remember.
Yeah, so they played with us at Newcastle. They were pretty good. Who else did we play with?
Oh, the original guitarist had Rose Tattoo or something.
Oh yeah, that was right. What were they called? Yeah, there was there was a really good band. It was Mick from Rose Tattoo, Kingy from Rose Tattoo, and Mick from Mortal Sin, Kingy from Rose Tattoo, and the drummer from Rose Tattoo with some random guy singing. That was a good band.
It wasn't the guy from the Screaming Jets on vocals?
No, I haven't done gig with those with Magnertron. No. That would be good. Yeah.
Because I know he's done a few fucking projects with guys from Rose Tattoo.
Yeah, with the Rose Tattoo, Screaming Jets and stuff. Yeah, there's been a lot of those getting around. And the Angels now that he sings for the Angels now. They're since Doc passed on. So
I've got an interview coming up soon with the Vinyls, and it's with the new singer.
Yeah.
Honestly thinking of not doing it.
Yeah, in the Angels.
The Divinal. She just the new vocalist.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think she's going out with Mark, the guitarist, or something. But all she does is tries to be like Chrissy, and it's heartbreaking.
Oh, okay.
No one could ever fill those shoes, you know.
Yeah, no.
And I thought I don't want to, and I thought so badly about it. I thought, do it, you know. You might get a few fucking likes or something. But I watched her shit, and she just wants to be like Chrissy. The Divine, she can sing the songs, but she doesn't have to act slutty. She doesn't have to act like Chrissy was brilliant, man. Like I remember seeing Chrissy Amphlett when she stood behind the drummer, and faced back, kind of thing.
Yeah.
And before she got that the heroin addiction and shit, and came out the front and started being Chrissy, you know. But like this, I've rescheduled the interview about 4 or 5 times because I feel like I don't want to do it.
Yeah. Yeah, right. Yeah.
I'd love to talk to Mark,
Yeah.
or but the interview, she's going to do the interview, and I just don't I know I'm going to say stuff that I'm going to regret.
Yeah, right.
What do you
Probably best off not doing it. Yeah.
I think, was it you that said you played a Sweet song cover?
No.
Which one?
Okay. What you guys do a cover song, but yeah,
We do a what song, sorry?
a cover song.
No, we don't do any covers.
No, we haven't.
Yeah.
No, not recorded. We play them sometimes, but we haven't recorded any or anything. Yeah.
Okay, fair enough. What do you play a cover song live or anything? Because I myself think.
Oh, we used to years ago, but we haven't done it in a long while. Yeah, we used to play heaps of covers years ago, like a lot of Slayer and Sepultura and Metallica and stuff and that. But yeah, we haven't done that in a long time. So we don't get long enough sets anymore. And we've got too many of our own songs that we want to play that we've got to fit for our short set. Yeah. So if we had like an hour and a half to play, then we probably would. Yeah.
Yeah. But most gigs now are what, 30 minutes max?
That's pretty much, yeah.
Yeah, 30, 40 minutes, and that's about it. Yeah. So yeah, probably no time for covers anymore, really. Yeah, unfortunately.
Yeah. No, that's fair enough. I myself think that every band should do a live cover of that.
Just one or something, eh? Yeah.
Should be part of a gig.
Yeah.
If you had to do a cover, would you do a cover of a song that's not metal? Or
Yeah, we've done plenty of songs that aren't metal that we play, but yeah, if it would probably be a Hendrix song or something like that, something from them days, bit of Purple Haze or something like that, or
Watchtower.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah, one of those old numbers. Maybe even a Rolling Stones song or something. Make it a bit heavier or something.
Yeah. Because I went and saw a band, about 3 weeks ago called The Oceans. And they did oh my God. Fuck. It was Pep and no, it wasn't. It was I'll get back to that later.
Forgot.
It's a punk band doing a song, and it was not their genre. It was fuck. Love is a Battlefield.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
It was brilliant, man. And and the guitarist that was singing, Jaden, I fell in love with the guy. I thought, oh, fuck, I wish I was by. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'd love to go to bed with this man right now. It was fucking brilliant.
Yeah.
So a cover song would it, if you did one, would it have to be metal, or would you
we could do a rock song, but we'd make it heavier though. Probably wouldn't make it metal, but make it heavier sort of thing. Yeah, but not take it too extreme.
No, you still want that sound.
Yeah, you still want to be able to understand that it is a cover and recognise the original tune sort of thing.
Exactly. Yeah. Pay homage to it.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, Hendrix or Rolling Stones or something like that, or something. Yeah.
If you're going to do the Stones, would it be like Wild Horses or something?
Like which one?
Wild Horses?
No, it'd probably be a bit rockier than that. Yeah, because that's a bit of a ballad, that one. Yeah.
If I was in a band doing a Rolling Stones cover, it'd probably be their that song fucking see, my brain's not working now. That's why I love having an editor,
Yeah, yeah, it'd be like a rocky one like Satisfaction, Jumpin' Jack Flash, or something like, one of their rockier songs, one of their popular rock songs, sort of thing, so everyone would recognise it. So, yeah.
So what are you listening to them at the moment, Hayley? What's going on with
At
your...
the moment, I've been listening to a lot of Stalker. They're touring Australia now. They have Black Crash Band from New Zealand. I've been listening to... I've been listening to Sepultura a lot lately. And I listen to some more prog stuff like Symphony X and that. I've got a big range of music I like to listen to.
So your answers just showed me that I've already asked that question. Sorry, man. I do 2 interviews a day, every Saturday. And I remember asking Corey that question. I just couldn't remember asking you two. But yeah. What's your favourite colour?
Cover, as Ronnie James Dio one of Aerosmith called Dream On. Yngwie Malmsteen and Ronnie James Dio. It gives you goosebumps. It's amazing. You listen to it, you're like, oh, it's so cool.
Yeah. Good artwork can actually sell an album, though, eh? Like, yeah. Good artwork on a shirt can sell a shirt too, Some people just like, oh shit, I love that photo. I want that shirt. So,
Yeah. I've got to wear headphones because, like, as I was saying to Corey before, I've got 8 kids. 7 of them listen to hip hop.
Yeah, right.
And one of them listens to rock and punk.
Yeah.
18-year-old actually listens. I've got a 28-year-old all the way down to an 11-year-old, which will be next month. And one of them listens to punk, and that's the 13-year-old, and she loves it.
Yeah.
I've got to say, I am really stoked to have you guys on the show, and it's been like fucking mental, man. I thank you so much.
Thank you for having us.
Sorry for the unprofessionalism, but that's just me. That's what I've really enjoyed you guys have been rocking it. Thank you, and I will continue to listen to your music. And I'll be uploading a few of your songs on a lot of my sites. Thank you so much for being on the show. And hey, send me a link, let me buy a couple of shirts. I'll be stoked.
Yep, we will do.
Thanks for having us, man.
Bye-bye.
Thank you, Axel.
Share some laughs over the past and finding out what's new. Yes, if I could, I would keep that.